Good morning. Welcome to Sewing Street with me, Vicky Carroll, with you for 2 hours. We're here. We're all going to sort of club together and make sure that we're all keeping safe, of course, and also keeping on air. We want to stay on air as long as we possibly can, because we've got brand new things that we've been waiting for from Jane. The last couple of times, in fact, that I've been chatting to Jane Greenoff, she's been saying, I've got loads of brand new things. I've got loads of brand new things that I want to bring on air. So we're going to be launching those today. If you have been watching the last few days, Hannah and I have been talking a lot about Jane Greenoff. She is literally one of our favourite, well, she is our favourite guest. We love her, absolutely love her. And she's going to be joining us for this first hour. And then the second hour, again, we're going to be stocking up your stash. Well, I say stocking up your stash. I think our camera lady, Kat, has already been taking so much of this stock that we've got. She's like, right, I'm getting half a metre in my basket of this one. I'm like, hang on, can we wait till after the show? Because we need to make sure that everybody has got their stash for the next few weeks. She says, I'm getting EPP ready. I'm going to be doing an EPP quilt over the next few weeks, which is very exciting. So if you do want to get in touch with us today, we want to make sure, for obvious reasons, we keep it as interactive as possible. Message in. We want to hear from you. What are you up to? Let us know. Via the Facebook page, which is Sewing Street TV. Sewing Street TV is our Facebook page. There's also a great fan page, which is a lovely community. Send your photographs, send any questions you have, of course, to that as well. Actually, I must say, Sewing Street TV, there is a section on there with Debbie Shaw's Sewing Street Surgery. It happens the first Monday of every single month. So if there's anything you're struggling with and you want Debbie to show you how to do it on air, then absolutely message her on Facebook and she can do it. We've already had lots of questions coming in for Jane this morning, and lots of people actually even responding from it. That's what I love about a community. If somebody, wants a bit of help with something, straight away, if I'm not sure quite how to do something, I'll put a picture or a message on Facebook and there's instant responses. It's brilliant. So it's our little troubleshoot as well at Facebook page, so do get involved. If you want to purchase any of the amazing products that we have from today's show, then you do it on our website, which is www.sewingstreet.com. At the moment, we're still in the midst of a lot of things going on behind the scenes as we are so new. We're a brand new show, brand new channel. It's really exciting to be a part of it. So do get on board. If there's anything from today's show that you've probably already spotted, actually, eagle eyes, like Kat, has already spotted the fabric that's coming up later on, and the extra wide backing fabric, for example, and all of the cross stitch guild packs and kits are available also underneath us right now on the web. Have you spotted the hens? Oh, there's so many people who have been looking at these on Facebook, and Jane said these are going to absolutely, they're going to fly out. We have got it available in linen, and we've also got it available in Ada. Already people adding those to your order, so I just wanted to make you aware before we get Jane on. Is there anything else I need to tell you, Hannah? No. At the moment, no. No. You said that like you're not quite sure. I think at the moment, we're all good. There's so much changing, obviously, every second, every day, so we just want to keep you in the loop. If you do sign up to the newsletter, though, which is on YouTube, Hayley, our lovely marketing manager, Hayley, is going to keep you in the loop with everything that's going on over the next few weeks. So if I forget to tell you in the morning, then at least Hayley will keep you in the loop. So come on, let's welcome Jane in. Jane, how are you?
Hi. We're waving.
We're waving.
We're waving.
Oh, how are you?
I'm fine so far.
Jolly good.
So far, so good.
Jolly good. We're all going to keep safe together, haven't
Absolutely.
we?
That's what we're planning to do.
All of this brand new.
Yes.
How exciting.
I thought you'd be pleased. The chickens, what can I tell you about the chickens?
Well, I haven't heard the story yet, but you did say to me, Jane, there are great stories behind these chickens.
Well, it started off that my daughter bought me a lovely China chicken about 4 or 5 years ago. And since then, I've seemed to have a collection on my window ledge in the kitchen.
Yes.
And so lovely Jenny, our guild editor, said, you need to do some chickens. And I thought, well, yeah, all right then. I've got to think of a way in, how do I start them? Then my husband and I went to, my dream was to go to Key West and swim with a dolphin. Oh. So he took me last year, and I came out of our bungalow and there was this enormous cockerel stood there in the front garden on his own.
Just randomly?
Just giving me his best side. because he really was vain. Yeah. And then we realised that the chickens run wild in Key West. They were introduced to the area when cockfighting was legal, way back. When it was made illegal, the chickens were all let loose, and everyone assumed they would just die off. Well, they didn't. It's a criminal offence to run them over now.
Right.
And they use the zebra crossings.
Oh, really? I can imagine them posing. Just
and I mean, the males really are extraordinary. So the Rhode Island Red was, which is, the cockerel, or sometimes people refer to them as roosters, don't they? He's like a real chicken, if you like.
Yeah.
Cockerel. And then this chap is actually, the patterned one is because I bought an Indian chicken, and he's covered in flowers.
Right.
And I just thought he was lovely.
Him.
Aren't they fun?
We've got the Flowery Chicken on Ada, 1949, and we've also got them on linen.
Yeah,
so you've
both
done
of
both.
them you can choose. If you've never stitched before, you might find the Ada version easier.
Okay.
It's not compulsory. I learnt on linen by mistake when I learnt all those years ago. So yes, if you're a bit unsure, have a go at the Ada version. They'll turn out the same size. It's important you realise it's not a bigger fabric that then distorts the picture. The picture will be an identical size.
Jane, what have you stitched these on?
These are done on linen.
These are done on linen.
So they're done on 28 count linen.
Here we go.
And when you work on the Ada fabric, you'll work over one box.
Yeah.
And on the linen, you're going to work over 2 fabric threads. So it ends up the same.
There's the County Cross Stitch collection again. The Flowery Chicken on linen. £19.49, and you get everything that you need.
That's
all of them come with all of your pre-sorted.
Yes, you can see the chart there in the background.
Yeah.
I work on a computer. I draw things on graph paper first, and then I turn them into a chart on the computer.
Clever.
Well, not really. I can't draw on anything unless it's got squares on it. If you gave me a blank sheet of paper, I couldn't do it. But if it's got squares on it, sometimes I have to find the inspiration on Tinternet, because I didn't know what a chicken actually looked like, and get the colours right and all that sort of thing. Yes, and so he's charted in black and white, so you can colour in, so you can see where you've got to.
That's a good idea.
Areas around his chest here.
And I love that it's a nice big size. Some of the charts I've seen are so small.
Yeah, no,
so this is really nice and clear.
It's a big size, you can see it. And if you pencil it in where you've stitched, or perhaps use a highlighter pen, if the phone rings while you're busy doing his ruff around his neck.
The Flowery Chicken on Ada, by the way, at the moment is the most popular. It looks exactly the same, really, doesn't it?
Yes. Oh, yeah, when it's
just
stitched,
a different fabric.
it's just a different fabric.
Yeah. That's,
and again, you can see that. So the threads are pre-sorted for you. We do that so that when you get at them, I've opened one of them. Let me just see here you are. This one's open. Look.
Because it makes a difference when you're looking at very similar sort of shades, doesn't
absolutely.
it?
If you look at, if I hold those up for you, these goldy colours, it would be tempting when you sorted them out of a hank to think they were similar or the same, and then you'd be ringing us up saying, I'm missing threads, whereas in fact, and ditto with these lovely colours here, look.
Oh, yes.
And the green. So they're pre-sorted on these thread cards with the thread numbers down here, look.
And they are beautiful quality.
They lovely? Look, I'm coming out in goosebumps. I want to stitch it. It's ridiculous. I need to get out more. Yes, so the colours work really well. The phone number's on the card. 3 phone numbers, so if disaster strikes, the cat disappears with your threads, we can send you some more.
Oh, brilliant. See, I mean, this is the great thing about, you're still very much involved with the Cross Stitch Guild, aren't you, Jane?
Yes, it's not in my home anymore.
No.
It used to occupy everywhere. Boxes under my husband's desk, under the bed, everywhere. But it moved 3 years ago to Andrea Thompson is now the managing director. So I'm just the designer.
Right.
So I sit at home in a tiny space, much smaller than this.
You have a desk.
I have a desk and a big computer, and I'm in there scribbling.
Oh, and the designs are absolutely gorgeous. These, of course, how popular are these going to be? I can imagine them in my kitchen. I love them.
That's where mine are, of course.
And it is fantastic that the chart, you have a coloured version as well.
Isn't it gorgeous?
So remember, you can have it on linen or Ada.
I was very pleased with these, and the charts have turned. I mean, the computer program I use. I mean, some of you will be familiar with it, I know, because it came from a company called Ilesoft, and I mean, we did our own version of it, the iStitch, which again some of you are familiar with. Yes, so there you are. There's the fabric and the thread and the instructions, and that's your piece of linen.
And just to remind you, these are the ones that you're looking at now on screen. It's linen. This is stitched onto
Yes,
linen.
they're stitched on linen, but if you worked it on the Ada fabric, it'll be exactly the same size stitch.
Fantastic.
And if you've never done it before, that's probably the easiest route to go.
Right.
As I said, I did learn on linen myself, but that was a fluke. I didn't know about Ada, and the girl who taught me how to do it had linen, so that's
so
what
it
I
can be
learned
done.
on.
It absolutely can be done.
Yes, well, I'm going to show you a little tiny linen project in a minute.
Brilliant.
That you might be interested in having a go.
Absolutely, absolutely. Can we move on to?
Yes, of course you can.
Oh, because this is the fleur. Go on, how do I pronounce it?
Fleur etui.
Fleur etui.
Fleur etui. If I tip it for you.
This is brand new today. It isn't. We don't want to scare off any beginners by having a go at this, because if you start it and you know it is more complex. Look at that, but it's so pretty.
Isn't it pretty?
It's beautiful.
I mean, I was ever so pleased with it. This was my first attempt at it. They call them exploding boxes.
Brilliant.
Because they do.
They're so
Aren't they
and really
sweet?
useful as well.
Well, yes, this has been a very popular project.
Everything that you can see there is included in the kit. Now this is only on linen. We haven't got the Ada version.
No, there isn't an Ada version for this. So we only do this. If you wanted to work it on Ada, you could, but it would be quite complicated. Some of the stitches don't work as well.
Okay.
And making it up wouldn't be as easy.
And I suppose you won't have. You don't have the bulk that you would also.
That's right.
Yeah,
yes.
with Ada. So.
And this little chap, I've stitched him on. You don't have to have him pinned to the bottom. I did that because sadly we do get things pinched at shows. Obviously not here. Nobody here half-inches my things, but and then
you're watching me, aren't you, Jane?
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye. And then you can see again. You see, it's all pre-sorted. Look, it is scrummy.
Oh, it is. The colour choices are so beautiful. Gives you goosebumps.
This is hand-painted silk.
Ah, right, so where's this used?
So this is used on, just bear with me, you grab it. I'm trying to remember, which is a bit vague, isn't it? Dum dum dum.
Hand-painted silk, that's so beautiful. And it's like a variegated thread, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Well, how ridiculous. I can't remember it. I'm going to get the instructions out.
And you get a lovely little beads and buttons.
Yes.
Which are lovely. You've also got, is this like your sort of wadding that goes in between?
That's right, yes, that's soft cotton. It's called warm and natural.
Yeah.
In the office it tends to be called hot and lovely, but we know what we mean.
Love that.
I thought I'd show you that look.
Wow.
Isn't that smashing?
Do you know what? This is so clear. I like the fact that it's all sort of enlarged in size, so you can see every square. That's it.
There you are.
So what's this section here then? This is
these are stitch diagrams. So there are other stitches used on this project other than pure cross stitch. Mm-hmm. This is a stitch that I tell myself I invented. I'm sure I didn't. But this is a broken road stitch. This is a buttonhole bar, four-sided stitch here, and queen stitch.
Oh, I've not seen
so
queen
those
stitch
are the
before.
reasons why we don't do this one on Ada, because these would be quite challenging to make.
With you.
Because you need the extra threads, if that makes sense.
You're not just left with that though, you also have, again, full written instructions.
Absolutely.
You also have even more instructions, so it really does hold your hand all the way through. And if you are after a great project to get your teeth into.
Oh, it's such a pretty thing.
And I think it's something that you'd be very, very proud of, and you'll be wanting to show everybody. It looks really impressive, doesn't it, when you've got everything included in there to get going. £54.99, and the finished box, the exploding box we're calling it, is absolutely gorgeous.
Isn't it pretty?
There you go.
So when you go to Stitch Club, you can have that in front of you on the table and be really pleased with yourself. And you can see we've got lots and lots of paperwork in the box.
Oh yeah, there's also great written instructions, so depending on how...
Pages and pages and pages and pages
how you
and
learn.
pages.
But every single angle of it, the detail is beautiful.
Sweet.
Somewhere to put your little needles.
That was one thing I missed, you know. If I did it again, I'd have some sort of secret here.
Oh, well, you could.
Like you still could. Don't you think that'd be quite nice to put
Yeah.
something there that was a sort of secret?
Yes.
Like your favourite saying, or
Yeah.
I didn't ever think what it could have been, but I'm sure there was a
messaging.
a missed thing there. Yes, tell me what should be in there.
Messaging. Talking about messaging in, we've had a message come through for you. It was from Helen. Hello, Helen.
Hi.
She said, please can you ask Jane Greenoff to show a buttonhole bar stitch? Oh, that was on the stitch diagram.
Yes, it was here. I'll
She
show
says
you
it's
the...
on the Watbow.
Yes.
In the sampler box kit.
Aha.
She says, I'm a bit stuck. The kit is beautiful. She says, I've really, really enjoyed doing it.
I'm glad you do, love. That's the stitch we're going to look at here, which is upside down for the camera. I've remembered.
There you go.
There you are. So I'll show you that. While you finish that off, I'll get myself sorted.
Absolutely.
How about
So the
in
graphics
amongst
back
it?
are in for that kit. So if you do love that, because the stitch is actually in this kit as well. It's brilliant when we've got it here because, of course, she can answer your questions and she can show us how to do it. So thank you for your message. Get them in. Do get them in. We're with Jane for the whole hour, but the end result is amazing. It really is.
Here we are. So this is a piece of linen. This is 28 count linen. It's made by Zweigart and Dewitzky. You can see that because of the orange line down there.
What does this stitch look like, Jane, once it's finished? On the finished box, is it this?
No, let me just see where they are. Bear with me a minute. I've just done... Oh, no, they're not. Maybe they're on here.
Sorry for the trick question.
It's a trick question. I'm going to show you how to do it.
Show us how to do it, and then I'll see if I can find it.
I know how quickly the hour goes. Right. So I've made a tack in there, and I'm actually going to. This is an option here, so I'm going to make. So 2 straight stitches there. Now, how many you do at this point depends on how big you want how chunky you want the bar to be. What I'm going to do is effectively pass my needle. And I'm actually holding on to the underneath thread, if you can just see. Sorry, it's antique white on white, that wasn't. So I'm just making, effectively, I'm buttonholing the tack we made. Can you see?
Yeah.
You can see on the
We're all
screen.
following, yeah.
Let me just have a look into the screen and see. Yes, you can see. So I'm pushing it up. I want them to stay nice and flat and not twist too much.
Okay.
I mean, on other occasions, if you were doing flower centres, you might want to make it twist. And then occasionally turn your needle so you get the twists out of the fabric, out of the thread, sorry. So I'm just going under and over, look. That's it.
That's it. Amazing.
So you keep doing it.
Yeah.
And obviously you can do lots and squeeze them up to make it curl.
Yeah.
A bit, and obviously you could do a group of them with a curl and put French knots in the middle and make a flower. So, you know, I tell you when else I've used this actually. I did a tree on a design. I think it's called the Briar needle roll or something like that. It'll be on the Guild website. And I did some great big straight stitches, you know, 2 inches long, like a sort of spike. And then I did this technique in brown to make the tree bark bumpy.
Ah.
And it looked
So it
ever
adds
so
great
pretty.
texture as
It
well,
added
doesn't it?
texture. I mean, counted cross stitch by its very nature is flat. That's what it is. There you are. You can see.
Oh, I love that. So that's cool.
That's a buttonhole bar.
Buttonhole bar. Thank you very, very much.
So there you are.
Oh,
And that
there you go.
picture there actually does show. So you've got your straight stitch, and then you're doing the buttonhole across it.
Oh, yes.
And how densely you pack that is really a matter of a personal, you know,
Absolutely.
choice, really.
Personal
and where
preference.
it's going. And if it's just a little detail on one flower, you wouldn't want it to be too lively.
Hopefully that means you can get on with your Watbow now. Finish
So
your
get that
box.
finished.
Whoop, whoop. Brilliant.
And
Thank
I'm
you
still
very
going to
much.
work out where those stitches were.
So, one thing that you may have noticed was Jane was using the amazing, gorgeous needles. Some of the kits come with needles, and some of them
They all come with needles.
Right.
A few costly ones come with gold needles. So big kits at a higher price bracket because they are expensive. We have the needles gold plated for us in this area up here. And I've just pinched one out of that box before anyone panics to do this. Yes, so they're gold plated to 2 microns and we have them done in batches. My husband and I have followed a batch of needles through the system just to see what happened. And the firm that do them for us, they gold plate chunks of submarine, you know. I mean, it's extraordinary, the things that end up with gold on them.
Yeah.
And the reason they have 2 microns is when I first thought about doing this after a trip to America 20 odd years ago now, possibly 30, nobody would supply me with gold needles. Now they are out there, you can buy them now very cheaply, but the gold will wear off. Doesn't wear off mine.
You've got how many microns of gold on
2
there?
microns on each
Which is
needle,
a lot.
Which is a lot. I didn't know what was a lot.
I
when
wouldn't
someone
know.
asked
Who
me.
would know?
I didn't know what to
How much gold
say.
do you want on your needles, Jane?
I don't know, what does it come in, I think was what I said. And he said, well, do you want it to come off? I said, no, I absolutely don't. I've tried them where it strips off quickly. My friend and colleague, Sue Hawkins, who's a canvas work artist, some of you will know Sue, and she uses them on canvas work, and she reckons on a piece of canvas, she continuously uses the needle for 6 months, she will see signs of it wearing off. I mean, it is a nickel needle plated. It has to have the hard nickel underneath to survive, obviously.
Of course.
And that's what we call our Blue Perfect set. I can't think of any other sort to put in the box, really. So you're going to get a beading needle, a very, very fine needle. It'll go through a size 12 seed bead. You're going to get a sharp needle. Now, I think I've got one here.
There you go, that's one, isn't it?
There you are. Now, generally, when we're doing counted embroidery, we use a blunt needle. It's not a ballpoint as such, but it's blunt. And that's because when I'm working on the fabric, I'm splitting the threads.
Not penetrating,
Yes, I'm going through the gaps. I'm not going through the threads.
Yeah.
If you were doing embroidery on really fine linen, then you would be piercing. And yes, you'd need a pointy needle. So this is a sharp, and it's there for things like, oh, well, here you are. That's exactly what it's for. For when you're putting the felt in your little needle book, your blunt needle won't go through that very easily.
Yeah.
So obviously it's useful to have when you're lining things and so on. So yes, so you've got your sharp, you've got a curly needle. That's something that we introduced after I started making boxes. They do help you to make boxes up.
Yeah, more
books.
for construction.
Yes, for construction. That's
So
the
these
phrase.
are all needles that are going to make your life a bit easier. They've all been really well thought out. There's not one that you'll use and then you won't use the rest. You will really, they're very, very useful. There's not many of these, by the way. They're really limited, just to give you a quick warning.
So then you've got a 22. Now that's generally something I would use for Hardanger embroidery.
Okay.
So when you're doing the outer edges of a piece of Hardanger, that's when you'd use a size 22. And then the remainder for your cross stitch.
Right, brilliant. And which are size? What size would you...
So we use 24s, 26s and 28s. The 28 is intended for one strand of thread for your back stitch. If you force 3 through it, it'll probably break the eye. So you know. Yes, I mean, I haven't used a nickel-plated needle for 30 years, I don't think.
There you go. It isn't just a novelty or a gimmick.
No.
This is something that will really help with your stitching.
Yes, they slide through
Glide
your fabric.
through beautifully.
If you're making knots, French knots or any other sort of knots, they slide off. I like using a number of needles in a project, and they don't leave any marks, any rusty marks.
Oh, brilliant.
And I make nickel needles go black, you know. My perspiration's obviously nasty, and it makes it go black. And it doesn't with gold.
Jane. Thank you for that.
That's all right, dear. Anyway, yes, so yes, I wouldn't use anything else. And as I said, haven't done for years now.
We've literally only got 20 of these left. We always try and ask for more from Jane. But I know that we do sometimes go months and not see them. So for anybody that's not got them, or if you're umming and ahhing about it, have a go. $15.99. You get so many needles for your money there. Great value. So we had the message about the Watbow. I think actually, do you know what? Let's go to the Watbow, because this is going to be a really, really great project for somebody that's never stitched before. We're all trying to think of different hobbies or skills that we can try and do.
Without going into all the details of what we're all experiencing, we all know what's going on. And inevitably, we're all going to have more time at home, it looks. And I can only speak from my own experience. and that is that when I'm stitching, I don't think about anything else. I've used it on 3 occasions when a family member's been having an operation.
Yeah.
Not least my husband. I mean, he had 5 hours and 47 minutes of surgery 13 years ago, and I sat with my back to the clock and stitched. Didn't look at my watch, just stitched. Looked at the chart, coloured in, kept going, and it kept me sane.
Yeah.
So this is, if you bought this one, this is what you'd get.
Oh, we love this. This is a really great starter. So have a look at the finished Watt bow. It's actually made up, and it's lovely. It's a nice little sort of scissor attachment,
scissor weight.
Scissor weight.
Exactly.
Nice to have on your desk. And it's something that you are going to be able to do, you say, in an evening,
You could do that in an evening. I've done one in an evening.
How good is that? Even though it's a beginner project, it doesn't look like a children's cross stitch.
No, it doesn't. That's what I like about them, actually. I think it's the fact that they are useful, pretty, delicate, and you've only got to be able to count to 2.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Maybe you collect lots of Watt bows. This is a brand new design, isn't it?
Yes, and actually, I can think of certainly 2. There's my namesake. There's a Jane out there who lives in Cheltenham. I won't mention her surname. And I know she's up to 30 pairs of scissors with something hanging on them.
Oh, they are adorable.
Over a period of years. She can't resist it. So she always buys another pair of scissors to go on, the latest for, it's ridiculous.
When I first started in the sewing world, I could not believe how many different pairs of scissors everybody had. And it is a thing. We all have different, we all have different pairs of scissors for different uses.
We did photography at my home I'm going to say, what day is it today?
I have no idea. Thursday.
So very recently, I'm going to say it was last Thursday. I can't exactly remember. The days are melding into one. Anyway, we had photography for the next Guild magazine. So it was a whole day in my house with the lights and the cameras and action, going on. And what was I going to say? I know what it was. I've done a project,
Scissors?
we shall come later, about scissors. And they put together a picture, and I'm not exaggerating. There was a frame like that on the desk, and they put scissors, my scissors, in it.
How many scissors do you have?
47.
There you go. I told you, it's a thing in the crafting world.
It's a bit kinky, actually. I've got one pair that's a real old-fashioned tailor's scissors. I mean, it's that long.
Oh, amazing.
They're very heavy. I couldn't operate them. They're too heavy. But I did tease a boyfriend of my daughter's once and left them just on the top of the staircase, just in case he needed anything chopping off.
We don't condone scaring people with scissors.
I'm not condoning any sort of brute force. Right, I'm going to show you what you would do if you open the packet. So you get everything out. The scissors, I'm going to remind you, before anyone comes back to me after they've stabbed themselves.
Oh, they are very sharp,
They
aren't
are fiendishly sharp. Tiny, but fiendishly sharp.
Which is lovely, because you need a nice sharp point.
So then...
They're not separate, they come in with the kit.
They come in with the pack.
Brilliant.
So this is your piece of fabric. I want you to fold it into 4.
See, £12.99 is such a great price to say that you get the scissors included as well. Whether you're adding to your cross-stitch collection or for anybody who's thinking, right, I'm going to start stitching. Got a bit of time, I'm going to sit and do some slow stitching.
There you are. So you've got your 4. Now, if it was a great big project, I would actually run some tacking stitches along those creases.
Right.
So I can keep an eye where my middle is. Because there's no printing on the fabric, you can get a bit muddled if you're not careful. So I'm going to count from the centre, and then I'm just going to pull this apart. And to save time, I'm going to look at this. So when I go to my chart, I'm going to find the middle of the chart, and that is going to be 2614, the darkest mauve. Now obviously at home what you would do is sort your threads out before you started.
Yeah, you've got the key of all of the different colours, darkest green, light green, medium green, put them all out so you've got...
Put them out, and in fact you'd put them on your card, which I have here somewhere.
Oh, I saw that under here.
Oh, well done, that girl. Pop it on there, look.
Yeah, so you get your card so you can just sort your strands.
That's how I
get
leave
yourself
them on.
organised.
Okay.
Little lark's head knot.
Just like that. Now, in fact, I can take just one strand off there.
Right, why are you doing that?
So I'm going to show you what happens next. So I've taken one. And I'm going to fold it in half. All of these are 80 centimetres long. That's historic. Obviously it's not in my mouth because it's a disgusting habit. Right, and then I'm going to thread the needle. Now this is a nickel-plated needle. So I've got my needle threaded with the loop. And I'm going to do that stitch there.
And like you say, you can actually highlight and colour in so you know exactly where you've been and where you're going.
That's right. So I'm going into the middle. All right. Now I'm going to cross 2 fabric threads, like so. Go through the loop on the back. There you are. That's the project started. So if you think when you're looking at the linen, to start with you'll be thinking, that woman's mad. I can't see those threads. But you will start seeing it in squares.
Yeah.
I see it in squares. So there's that stitch. And that's all there is to it. So then you'd work that one, these little groups.
So you go in colours. So you've actually, well, you've done that really clearly, that you can see the circles in the centre there. So you would do those 4, 5, 6 stitches.
I would just work those. I mean, how we teach really is to say, if you count across short journeys of empty fabric, because the mistakes get made in counting across, you can't do it on this actually, there isn't a big enough gap, but if I look at that little figure there, I've only got to count across 3 to put the green in. So it means that I'm not going to make a counting mistake on my first little project. So
and it's only actually 3 squares, isn't it?
That's
what was made up of 3 squares?
3 squares. So that's going to be the centre of that little pansy.
2, 3.
There's the third one. So if I look at the back now, this is one of the things that is the rudest thing, and it happens all the time. If you show somebody a piece of stitching, they go, oh, that's lovely, and they turn it over.
Why do they want to look at the back?
Why do they do that? Anyway, so that's the back, and if I need to finish my thread off, I'm going to run under the stitches, all right? Now, because it's a dark colour, you wouldn't wander too far with it. Where would I go from there? Well, I would have done down there, then I would probably work round here.
And do your outline?
Yes, because I can go from there to there to there without going too far. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And ditto, if you were doing this leaf, I'd do the leaf. Now this shape will be worked in just one strand of the darker green.
You can see that, can't you, how it's thinner?
So if I finish off the thread from the cross stitch under there, just snip off one of them. I've got one in my needle still to do this little bit.
Yeah.
Without starting another thread.
Oh, brilliant.
There's all sorts of little tricks to get around the chart. So hopefully this gives you a taste, because I can only speak, as I said, from experience, and during the somewhat troubled times we're having at the moment, I think this is heavenly.
Yeah. Oh, it's something you're going to use as well. It's actually a really achievable project that you can sit for an evening without putting the telly on and just have a bit of slow stitching. It doesn't look childish, do you know what I mean? It doesn't look like a basic project. We're not doing it on a plastic chart.
No, I mean,
the colours are gorgeous as well.
The colours are pretty.
Nice for spring, isn't it? Really lovely springtime colours.
No,
for £12.99, remember, you're getting the scissors included as well, all of the instructions, all the thread and the fabric that you need to get started. A lot of people I know who collect Watt bows, but if you're starting a new hobby and starting a new skill, let's face it, it can be quite costly.
Yes.
So if you want to have a bit of a go and say, well, do you know what, it's £12.99.
It's not the end of the world.
No, it's not for me.
Have the scissors.
It's not for me. But at least then you've got your scissors, and it's still, trust me though, I think it does come with a bit of an addiction warning that...
I proved it, you know. Yes, I'm a walking disaster area, really, because I stitch, you know. I don't apparently stitch in my sleep. I have stitched on a motorway. I was in traffic. I was stationary.
I was going to say, what, are you a passenger?
No, I was the driver.
Okay,
no, I was the driver. I was on the M25, and I'd been there 40 minutes, and I haven't that much time to waste. So I got my stitching out of the boot, got back in the car, and I'm sitting there, la 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 la. And eventually the motorbike poser comes along, police motorbike. He went past and he backed up like that, and he went, I said, the ignition's turned off, officer. He went, right. And he left. I just got on with it. I haven't got that much time to waste. You might notice that I'm not working with a frame or a hoop.
No, you just...
I don't.
Could you?
Of course you could.
Yeah.
If you want to put that in a hoop, I'll make one request on behalf of Stitches.
Okay.
This is Stitches crying out, okay? If you've done all those lovely stitches, pressing, as you move the embroidery hoop across those stitches, they are all screaming. So don't do it.
Okay.
If you must put it in a hoop, put it in one and keep it there.
Right.
I don't use one. I have one of Sue Hawkins. She makes a padded frame, like upholstery.
Yeah.
I have one of those, and that's if I was doing that trick I mentioned earlier, long stitches, and then doing buttonholing.
Right, yeah.
I can pin things on this upholstered thing, do the long stitches. But under general circumstances, I mean, I didn't use a frame for stitching those. I mean, I didn't use a frame for that either.
Oh.
So
it's actually very minimal equipment that you need.
well, then
isn't
it just goes in your pocket.
Yeah, that's it.
I know that, you know, we try to keep everything clean in a poly bag, etc. But I carry my stitching with me. It's always with me. I didn't take embroidery with me when I was in India earlier this year, and I did have a slight tick that I hadn't got any stitching with me on the flight home.
But you managed.
I managed.
Good, I'm glad you managed on your holiday.
There you are.
But it's something, like you say, you can put in your pocket and take with you. £12.99. I know a lot of people who have added that to their order. Have a go. Hannah and I are saying, do you know what, we're gonna have a go at that one. That one can't be returned now. Might finish that one off for you.
Ah.
Now you've opened that packet.
Somebody can finish it for me.
Can we talk about your stitch book? Because I know that we have talked about this quite a lot over the last few times you've been here, but we're now down to the last 20.
Oh, crumbs.
That's
right.
it. And this is the second time you've actually brought this into
Yes,
us
this
here.
is.
Again, all signed, aren't they? Thank you very,
Yes.
very much. It's the fourth and final edition of the stitch book.
I can't get any more pages in this wire.
There we go. Thank you.
I can't get any more pages in this wire. So the next size wire would involve another 20 pages, and it ceases being a little pocket book.
Yeah, yeah.
So the whole point of this is that the technique I've just shown you, starting with a loop, how to finish off on the back. You'll notice these wonderful diagrams done by our wonderful Ethan Danielson. And each page is showing you a stitch in detail with some words by herself. I'm not saying this is the right way to do it.
It's your way of
the correct way. It's the way I do it.
Yeah.
And I've done it that way for reasons over the years. That's the stitch I think I invented. Broken road stitch. And the other thing that happens in this book, obviously we've got all these stitches and techniques. Then we've actually got a section on Hardanger Embroidery.
Oh, brilliant.
Which has been revamped since the previous book because I'd done the Hardanger book, which we've just mentioned, showing you some of the different techniques. And then if I scoot along a little bit, we've got how to do hem stitch.
Oh, I love it.
Which is so pretty.
See, these are such great transferable skills, aren't they?
Yes,
these stitches that you learn.
Lovely. They're just lovely. And then if we go to the very back, we have got... Oh, I'm just going to mention this because I brought a piece to show you, and I may not get time. Can I just mention that next to the stitch book?
Absolutely, yeah. We are going to bring in the graphics for this as well.
That
lovely.
technique there is a hem stitch square. Now, if you didn't want to do it, you could put something else there. You could do a great big butterfly or whatever you fancied. But that is a hem stitch square. It's a technique that looks terribly complicated, but
it's not Hardanger.
It's not. No, that's not Hardanger.
Right.
I wanted to get that across quickly. It's a hem stitch square, which is this piece of work here, and that's not necessarily the same size, but that's the technique, and that's a finished one, and that's another way of doing it. So that's a hem stitch square, and what you're going to do...
This is from a kit, by the way. that is brand new.
Absolutely. And you get the dear little spider as well.
Oh, you get the little charm as well. You do get the charm, sorry.
Yes, they're gold-plated for us in Australia, can you believe?
Oh, I love it.
Isn't it fun? It's called Enchanted.
Yeah, that is gorgeous.
And obviously, if you didn't, as I said, if you found that was a bit taxing to do the hem-stitch square, you could just leave it out. Because there's no printing on the fabric, of course, you're not tied to anything I've thought of. You can do your own thing.
Yeah.
And again, you could put some buttonhole bars on those blue flowers.
Yeah.
You know, you can embellish or reduce, take it back a bit.
That's it. If you're struggling with certain stitches or you are really enjoying certain stitches, then this is a great way of sort of making it your own as well.
Yes, absolutely.
A bit of an
So that was
experiment.
just an example. And in a minute, I'll show you a little bit more on Hemstitch Square. And this book continues to go on giving. When you've got your box of gold needles and someone clever has taken them all out of the box and you can't remember which is which, these are life-size drawings.
I don't know. We were trying to work out how on earth that was done, weren't we? Is that what one? That looks like a 26.
Yeah, I think that's a 26.
And that is a life-size...
It might be a 28.
Yeah,
No,
28.
28?
Yeah, I think so.
So when you've got a muddle on your desk of different sized needles, you've got this very useful little thing that wonderful Ethan has drawn for us.
That's so clever.
And then in the back end here, I'm going to go to the front end of this, how to make a folded hem. Now, when we did, last time I was on air, we had the strawberry book.
Yeah, we did, and it had a beautiful...
A hem around the edge.
Yeah.
So that's how to set it up. These are how to make twisted cords.
Like with your watt bow?
Like with your watt bow. So there's a bit of information there, how to do them. I've actually got a hand drill. Do you remember? I brought it in once to show you, I think. You know the old wooden hand drills that... Well, I've got one with a cup hook on the end, glued in.
Right.
Very fiercely glued in. And then I put the loop there over the door handle or something, and I'm down the corridor on the landing with my drill.
That's a really good idea, actually, isn't it?
Making tassels, look. So making a biscornu, which is that shape, look. So it's just a reminder how to make that. Obviously, the instructions are always in the packet if it's there. But if you had the book, then obviously you've got how to make a biscornu.
Oh, brilliant.
How to make the watt
scissor
bow.
keeper.
How to make a humbug shape. Washing and ironing your embroideries.
So it's very, very thorough. I don't know what else you could add for this book, actually,
Well,
now.
it's funny because I've seen another stitch recently and I'm quite irritated that it isn't in there because I'm going to use it in a project and it's an existing stitch that's been combined with another stitch, but I need to play with it a bit first to get it.
Well, you can come on and show us how to do that. We'll show how to do it. We're going to go to another great beginners project. By the way, the book is very, very limited, so if you're watching on any replay, it might be worth calling the customer service team and finding out availability, but at the moment, I think that could be about to go. So the cushions that we were talking about, because these are great, really great.
Nice beginner's project. Now, this alphabet and these crowns came from a sampler on my wall, and if I'd thought of it at 5 o'clock this morning, I'd have brought it with me, but I didn't. It was stitched in 1730.
Oh, so I like that, even though you're looking at a beginner's project, it's got a bit of history to it as well.
Absolutely. Stitched in those colours, golds and browns and greys. And so it's a simple sampler alphabet. And then obviously you can put your initials on the back if you choose or whatever, or leave it plain, or put a piece of velvet or something on the back.
This is linen as well. This is
linen.
In linen, and it's £7.99. You've got your alphabet chart in there. I mean, how far is that going to go then? You could do
use it again and
gift
again.
cards and personalise all sorts with that.
And
use
you
it
could
again
have
and
it on the Ada if you want, but a very good one.
Oh yeah, Ada. Let's bring in the graphics for the Ada as well. It will still
and there's the chart,
sort of appear the same size as this, won't it?
Yes, absolutely.
It's
And you
whatever
use the
prefer.
twisted cord to make the little border around the edge.
Oh, gorgeous. Oh, I love those. So pure, so pretty, isn't it? I know that we've already covered it, but why would I choose Ada or why would I choose linen? So which one? For anybody that it is brand new
If you've never
stitch.
stitched at all, you might find it's a difficult one for me because, as I said, I didn't discover Ada until I'd been stitching there a year. So it came to me as a surprise that it existed. It's not modern. It's more than 120 years old, and it was invented by Zweigart Zawitsky out in Germany as a counted cross-stitch fabric, specifically for this.
Yeah.
Because the stitches will be very, very square.
Yeah.
The way they construct it, I've been to the factory many times and seen the stuff coming off the machines, and it's woven in batches of 4s or 6s in strips.
Well,
So
I can
you
see
get
the squares very clearly compared to the
Exactly.
linen.
So if your eyesight's a bit iffy, and you're a bit nervous, I find I see the linen in the same squares that is in, but that's because I've done it for so long.
That's it. Do you find that when you're teaching people, they find it slightly easier starting out on it?
It's easier.
There you go.
It's easier if you've never stitched before. It's easier, and this is the perfect chance to try something where you can. I mean, I stuffed that with some polyester wadding I had.
Yeah.
But you could fill it with dry rice, is lovely to make a weight. Lavender, absolutely.
Just £7.99. Brilliant price to say. Of course, you get your chart, your Ada, all your linen, of course, if you're going for the other one. And the chart is going to be really invaluable, really. You can use that again and again and again.
That's
brilliant.
That particular alphabet is very popular. You'll see this on many old samplers.
Yeah.
You know, the letter shape.
Yeah.
You know, it's very common.
Absolutely. And it does look really historic, doesn't it? I love that. So, again, Ada or linen, it's brand new today, so do make the most of that one. We're going for the Shaker Trio. By the way, the Shaker Trio has been going crazy on the web. We haven't even shown it at all. It's been crazy on the web. Haven't even shown it. And Hannah said, I've been holding off doing it, actually. A quarter of the stock was already completely gone, and we're not counting baskets. So well done if you managed to get it already.
Well, I'm glad you like it. I mean, I liked it very much. My husband's very good at, he's IC, organising holidays. Mm-hmm. I reckon I do quite a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
So he gets to plan things. And when we were in America some years ago, he found out about the Hancock Shaker Village.
Right.
And took me there.
Yeah.
So the Shakers were a cult, if you like, or a group of people who lived in separate, so boys lived in separate places to girls.
Okay.
Which is why they died out, actually, if you work it out. It's why they ceased to exist as such.
How does that work? Why would that be?
Well,
No.
No, that's
She was
asking
actually
for
going to
trouble.
tell us that.
You know me quite well.
Yeah, I do. I
Risky.
just stopped you.
Okay. So they were sometimes referred to as Shakers because the dancing and the mannerisms when they were praying and singing meant they shook a lot. It was quite a sort of yes. I mean, there's books written. Anyway, this amazing village, and the houses were like this, very plain, and the Shaker furniture is very crisp, very clean cut. Mm-hmm. And we sometimes see kitchens with nowadays where you've got a wooden board with knobs on. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that was inspired by the Shaker.
I think
culture.
they're very, very known for their design, aren't they?
Yes, very much so. Yeah. So we went to this lovely Shaker village, and I was looking at patterns, and it all went from there really. So you've got a little etui to put your scissors, a chatelaine to put your scissors in. And you've got a little pin cushion, very simple, and a watt bow. And as you can see, you get the fiendish scissors as well.
Yeah, scissors included, £14.99. That is a lot for your money. No wonder there's a lot of people who have already checked out on that. £14.99. And your chart, instructions.
Everything.
Oh, you also get
the silk,
backing fabric,
for lining this, for lining the little bag.
Oh, lovely.
So it's a nice thing, isn't it? And of course, I don't know what you're like on hobbies and things, but my work desk, you know, I have got scissors, of course I have.
You've got 47 pairs of scissors.
47 pairs of scissors, not all in use. Some of them are antiques and some of them are in a display case, if they're Victorian or older, yes. Yeah. But I like having my scissors in something, and I like having a pretty pin cushion.
Yeah.
I don't want just to have a plastic container. I was going to say Tupperware, as well as all the other plastic containers available. Yeah. I don't want to do that. I want things in a pretty basket.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's how you feel better about things. Yeah. I was sent a card, I will tell you all this, I was sent a card not very long ago from a very dear friend, and it was covered in grey knickers, this card.
Okay.
Grey knickers. And I opened it, she said, trust me, today will not be a grey knicker day.
I love
Now,
that.
isn't that lovely? Now, you know...
You need to put that on some sort of stitching, don't you?
I do.
You can do grey knickers on a washing line.
Yes, I think it's true that we need nice things around us. Yeah, you know, why wouldn't we want pretty scissors and a nice place to be? It's so good for our well-being and our heads and everything.
Absolutely.
Which is why my desk is actually this colour. No, it's not. It's a Jacobean blue.
Oh, nice.
Painted in Annie Sloane's paint.
Oh, yeah.
It's painted, and I mean, I've got coloured boxes with pretty things in.
Oh, nice.
Well, I go in there for fun.
Tidy home, tidy mind, they say. If you can make it, well,
immaculate
not
houses.
tidy.
What was it? Dull women have immaculate houses.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I've got to be very careful. I'm going to get into terrible trouble before today's finished. I don't have an immaculate house. My house is full of props.
But it's filled with beautiful things.
Beautiful things, yes. I think they're beautiful things.
Absolutely. Love it. So you can continue to make up your nice little station with your little pin cushion, scissor keeper and your what bow. £14, £90. There's now how many, sorry? Less than 20. Less than 20. Loads of you have checked out on it already. Congratulations if you got it.
Have fun with
stitching.
Have fun with
Absolutely. Send in your photographs to the Facebook page when you've done it. £14.99.
So it's pure cross stitch, and you're going to have such fun with it, and it's going to occupy you time and make you feel smiley.
Oh, love it.
It always works
It's what
for
we
me.
need, isn't it? Right, go on, Hannah. What? Sorry. So we did mention the Enchanted Spider. This is brand new, never been to air before, brand new from Jane, and it comes in a beautiful kit. Again, would you mind passing this across,
yes,
Jane? Thank you.
Okay.
It's not a first project that you would recommend, is it?
No,
But
it's not a first project. You've got your pre-sorted threads, you've got silk lining, you've got all your instructions.
I suppose,
And this
like
is
you
the
say, you
one
can
that has
interchange
the,
it.
yes, this has got the hem-stitch square. And I'm just going to show you a little bit of this.
Absolutely.
Because if you're thinking, oh, I couldn't possibly, you absolutely can. So what I've started here is a hem-stitch square, which is the same size as this one. And so I've worked a box there of hem-stitch. Now, the instructions on how to make the stitch are in your packet. And basically, you're going to make a little three-sided square and you're going to pull. Now, we have all got stickers that say cross stitchers can't pull. They actually can. The secret is you have to pull the thread to make the little holes. So some embroidery, you get quite a lacy look to it, and it hasn't actually been cut out, it's been pulled tight.
Okay.
And the other reason this is on linen is linen creases. We all know, I mean, I often look like Rich Wrinkles. Because look, I mean, it's...
a book with all these sayings.
You see the creases stay.
Oh,
in
okay,
linen.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you're always crumpled.
Yeah.
The point of this stitch is if you did this stitch on a fabric that had an easy care element, there are lots of even weaves out there that have got a polyester or a modal or a viscose mixture, and they don't crease. Great for pinnies and bits of tablecloths.
Absolutely.
Yes, but no good for this because you can't crease it.
Right.
Okay.
You need to
so
be able
it's
to crease
done
it.
on linen. So what I've done is I've done a box and then I've cut alternate pairs. And I'm going to turn it over, try and keep it in the same place as the camera.
Thank you.
Those whiskers,
You can see them, yeah.
yes, they were in there before I cut them.
Ah.
So I've cut alternate ones and I've tacked them out of the way, like that.
Yeah.
Now I've got to cut the other ones. So I thought if I just showed you that, now which way do I want to be?
Sorry, did you see my concentration face then?
Sorry everybody, a bit too fast for the camera.
No, you weren't at all. We were keeping up with you. Yeah, brilliant.
Good, good, good. Okay, so I'm going to leave 2 and cut 2. Hang on. I'm so vain I left my glasses upstairs in the green room, so bear with me. 1, 2. So then, on the back, let's see if I can find the right threads. Oh, Jane, come on, get a grip. There it is. So I'm going to pull that out and do the same thing again. So in other words, I'm going to pull out the thread I've cut.
Ah.
Right.
And then you'll tack that down.
Then that will get tacked down. And eventually you'll get a picture like that.
So clever.
There's my whiskers.
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm going to do the same thing there. So then I get this net, something like net. And all I've got to do to achieve this effect here is use just one strand of cream, and I'm just going to wrap round each one of those all in the same direction. Then I'm going to do this one all the way. Then I turn it and I do the little extra stitch.
So the little...
Every so often.
Yeah, the little...
They're called dove's eyes.
Oh, nice.
I have a very good friend who refers to them as cat's bottoms, but they're called dove's eyes, and they are taken from Hardanger Embroidery.
Yeah.
You've seen me do them before. So does that help?
Absolutely, that really, really helps. And as you say, if you've got the stitch guide, or all of the instructions anyway will come into...
Absolutely.
They all come in your little kit.
They're in your pack, and if I can do it, trust me, you can.
Yeah, without your glasses as well, you're doing that.
I know.
And
that
on
really
the
is
telly,
vain.
which is a bit different. It is a bit different telly stitching, isn't it?
Well, it certainly would have been helpful if I'd brought my specs down with me.
£14.99 for the kit. Please do check out on that one, because I've got a feeling that is, again, going to be very popular.
So now I leave 2 and cut 2, leave 2, cut 2, and so on.
And then tack them down behind. No one's going to see those anyway.
They're going to be cut off when you finish the project.
It's lovely, isn't it, though? Like you say, it's different to Hardanger. It is different to Hardanger.
Yes,
there's another skill. Have a look.
Little hem stitch square. And as I said, if you really don't want to do it, just put a pretty saying in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finish the spider's web off and write on there.
That's what's quite nice about it, is you can sort of change. You can change it or use little elements as you wish, can't you?
Absolutely. That's one of the joys. I know there is a terror in opening a packet and not finding the transfer on the material if you're expecting it, and thinking, well, hang on a minute, how am I supposed to do it? Many, many years ago, we had a piece in the Telegraph, I think. Erman's Tapestries had one of our samplers, and I got a phone call from an agent who said, there's no picture on there, there's no transfer, how can I possibly do it? And I said, well, you're going to count the threads, madam. Yeah. What threads? And I explained to her, she hadn't read the instructions, obviously, but she expected it to be printed.
A transfer, yeah. So
and obviously it was a bit of a shock. We got her sorted, and she became an addict, as do people often. But once you get the idea of it, and you see, from when I started off that little one there, if you do what it says on the packet, fold it in 4, find the centre of the chart, the centre of the fabric, start there and let it grow, yeah, well, you'll be fine, absolutely fine.
Have a go. We're encouraging everybody to pick up needle and thread, have a go.
It might be what keeps you sane over the next few months. It certainly will be for me.
Absolutely. Well, you must keep safe, and please do come and see us again soon. It's been amazing to have you as always. It really, really is.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Good luck, everybody.
Oh, it is. We're all in a bit of a funny place.
Bit of a funny place.
It is. Of course, we do want to make sure everybody stays in and do some stitching.
Fill your time with nice things.
Absolutely.
That's going to keep us sane, I think.
That's why we love having you here. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Jane.
Thanks, everybody.
Right, what we're going to do is we're going to go to a quick break. It doesn't have any sound, so don't worry. You don't need to adjust your tellies. You haven't lost us. And we'll be back in literally a minute. We're going to get some beautiful fabrics in for the next hour. So I see you right after this. Oh my word, Jane doesn't half cheer us up. She is just amazing. We love having her here. So thank you so much for all of your lovely messages and all of your, of course, your support. A lot of people getting involved in that last hour. There's still time to check out on some of the new products that we've just launched. So to have a check underneath us on the website and see what's there. It was very, very busy just during that little break. But look, we've got some fabulous, beautiful fabrics. Lots that I've not actually seen yet. I know that our lovely John Cole Morgan has been hogging some of these. I've not seen these panels. Should we start with them? Let's start with them. So we are going to stock up your stash. Oh, is this another design roll, jelly roll? Okay, so the code on the top, this one. You got it? Right. Sorry, Kat's brought donuts in today, so it's all very exciting. So yeah, Hannah's just having a quick mid-morning snack, and she's back with us now. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Look at this. Brand new, exclusive to us. I love this. Well, I say brand new. It's brand new to me. It could be brand new to you too. If you watched the show a couple of days ago when I was on with gorgeous Wendy Orlando, we were talking about 2.5-inch strips, Pam and Nikki Lintott designs, Joy of Jelly Rolls book, whether you're a quilter, whether you do patchwork or even, you know, EPPers. This is a great way of getting so many different prints. I think there's great fussy cutting opportunities. There's a lot of fabric there. Let's count. How many strips have you got here, really? How many different prints? Let's go through them. So you've got the top one that's got all your lovely little apples, trees, vines. Oh yeah, can you see the next one down? It's been actually pattern matched. Can you see the flower and the roof? That's amazing. Oh my word, I am definitely doing fabric fitness. Please try and hold your arms up for as long as I'm having to doing this. I'm just having to have a quick rest. There we go, and I'm back. £19.99, and these are wide. Normally with your quilting fabrics, normally 112 wide. This is 140 wide. It is big, and the printing on this is absolutely gorgeous. And then I love the almost retro prints at the bottom. If I just put this down, Joe. Not because my arms are aching or anything. I just want to show you the bottom half of it as well. There's some beautiful, more retro prints at the bottom. How cool are they? £19.99. It is an exclusive Sewing Street panel. Colours work beautifully together. How much would it cost though if you were to go into a fabric store and say, could I have 2.5-inch strip of this one, 2.5-inch strip of this? Well, one, I just don't think they would. They wouldn't, would they? They'd laugh. But to be able to get all of these different prints and so much fabric under £20, remember, £20, you are actually getting extra wide quilting fabric here. This is 140 wide. I love the little Wellington boots. Little welly boots. April showers. Just £19.99. And have you spotted the ones in the centre here? Look at the little ditzy print. They've thought about different scales of print as well. So this one has got little watering cans, little bunches of flowers. So cute. I do really like the colours. The teal, the oranges and the pinks look gorgeous together. The great thing is, even though, I mean, you're looking at a huge panel here, you've got such attention to detail, real attention to detail, and really thought about different scales of print. I love that one. That is amazing. It's the first time I've seen it, and I've got a feeling that will sell out today, so do be aware it's now extremely limited. £19.99. So, are these more panels? June showers. Okay, I don't know what that means. Little tiny squares. This one. This one. Right. So when you say tiny squares, these are big. It's a charm pack size. They're 5-inch squares, aren't they? 5-inch squares. Brilliant for fussy cutting. What size hexes are you working with, Kat? 1.5 inch hexes. So, I mean, you could probably get a few on this. If you were to look at a square 5-inch charm pack, 1.5, you'd get 2 at least out of each one. With even little bits left over, you'd probably be able to fussy cut what you'd like out of it. So I'm thinking for EPPers, this is great. Or, right, I'm being really sort of lazy here. Could you, obviously if you buy a panel, they come cut like this. Could you just quilt it and do your crosshatch like that? And it looks like you've done patchwork. Or, I mean, you could actually cut round them, and if you do just want to practice basic sort of patchwork, just sewing them together, you could make a really lovely patchwork quilt. £9.99. Wow, I tell you what, that is so good. I think Debbie showed a technique actually about pin tucking in between them so that you lose the white gap, and it creates texture as well. That's a good idea, actually. If you are a quilter, or if you aren't a quilter, this is going to be really versatile for you. I'm thinking for home furnishings, this is lovely. Or if you want to applique some of those little elements and technique, that'd be really nice. Pockets on an organiser, or on a front cover of a notebook. Perfect. £9.99. I'm thinking, those of you that love embroidery, if you've just been watching Jane Greenoff and got some inspiration of stitching, you could even embroider over the top of this. You could do on some of the vines, like your lazy daisies. If you collect little buttons and little beads, seed beads, you could embellish on them. Adding some texture and a bit of sparkle. Just £9.99 for your June showers. Same sort of as a charm pack. So on here, you've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Is that right? Is there a 10 across the top? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 across the top. Yes, 40. Thank you. Thanks for the help in the gallery there. Thank you. April showers. I love this one. The little April showers. That's such a lovely square, isn't it? Can you hear them giggling in there? Can you hear them laughing at me? Right, let's go to the next one. The Ditzy print. They're larger squares, I think. Fat quarter panels. There's 2 fat quarter panels. The code is KEUU41. Ah, nice. Again, look at how wide this is. It's huge. You've got 4 fat quarters. 4 fat quarters, 140 centimetres by 145. The printing is really beautiful as well. Which way do you want me to hold it? Sorry, Joe. Oh, do you want me to spin it round? Let's have a look at it like that first. Sorry, Kat. I do love the April showers. I think if you've got one of the gyro cuts, the crafty products, the gyro cuts from Knoll, you could do a little picture, couldn't you? Oh, in fact, right, we need to remind me before I leave today, because, yeah, I want to take one home with me today because I've got it tomorrow and I want to have a go. I'm going to have a go at home, so then I'm not, just faffing around on air tomorrow, but I want to have a go with it. And I'll make a picture. I might see if I can make a picture for you. That'll be my afternoon little project. I love this little ditzy print again. How you've got, see little watering cans, little posies. But then 4 different scales of print. This one is quite retro, isn't it? Maybe if you've got one of the fat quarter books, there's different projects there. I'm thinking a lot of people have got the fat quarter project books that have got gardening sets in. These are great for that. Or a tote bag. There's so much that you can make with a fat quarter. You don't necessarily need to use them together. If you've got any of the solids from yesterday's show, any of the pastels or any to go with the pink, or if you've got any of the rainbow colours, I'm sure the amount of amazing fabrics we had yesterday, you would be able to match up some of these colours to make this go even further. There's so much fabric there for £14.99, 4 fat quarters, gorgeous prints, really lovely quality cotton. for less than £15. Great idea. I like the way that we have put the line between. So if you are cutting, between them with your rotary cutter or your scissors, you're not going to lose any. You're not going to lose any of the fabric by accident. Okay. That is, again, another one that is exclusive to us, by the way. That is exclusive to us. The prints are exclusive to us, which is lovely, isn't it? The other fat quarter panel that we have is this one. Again, ditzy prints. I like this colour. That teal blue. Woo! I get such satisfaction from doing this. Because it's huge. I want you to be able to see how big this is. Definitely Hannah's favourite out the two. What do you love about this one, Hannah? What do you love about this one? The teal blue, yeah. It is a really beautiful colour. Can you see the detail on this ditzy print as well? It is probably a bit more prominent, isn't it, than the other one? Is that what you mean? No? Go on, explain what you meant. This one. Hannah likes the watering can on this one. She says she likes the watering can and the what, sorry? And the umbrella and the wellies on that one. £14.99 for your little April showers. Okay, the next one that we're going to do, let's move on to some paisley. We're all going to be out in the garden. Everybody's gardens are going to be brilliant, aren't they? Have you got a garden, Joe? Well, your flat is going to be newly renovated, isn't it? Okay. Oh, yeah, you've already done quite a lot in there, haven't you? Let's do these paisleys. I love these colours together. We're going to do the stripes, did you say? The jelly roll one. Strips. Not that I'm not correcting, Hannah. Okay, let's do 2.5-inch strips. Paisley print. Oh, the ochre tone is beautiful, isn't it? £19.99. Your greys, ochres. It's your favourite colour, isn't it, Hannah? Ochre. Oh, gosh, this is beautiful for home interiors. It's very next to home or Marks and Spencer's or John Lewis, isn't it? I do love these colours. This is the one I think that Debbie actually did a bolster cushion with. Oh, right. So you were talking about this with the rainbow, a bolster cushion where the stripes go round it. I think Debbie actually did it with this one. Brilliant idea. They are really gorgeous, aren't they? But again, equally, have you got a creative grid? Have you got the stripology? You could then subcut. So you can make little 2.5-inch squares. You can make, you can make them into triangles. You could do fussy cutting. You could cut them this way. You could use strips for your binding. There's so many different possibilities when you've got a lot of fabric here. Remember, this is 140 by 110. So bearing in mind, quilting fabric is normally 112 wide. This is 140. It is big. I do like these colours for soft furnishings. Exclusive to us at Sewing Street. Sorry, I'm just doing my arm circles, just doing a bit of shoulder rolls. Oh my word, I do need to. I did say to my mum, right, I'm going to meet you at the front door and we're going to go and walk the dog. We need to go and just do some walking because I have been, obviously if you're sitting at home, we've got to still do a bit of exercise, haven't we? £19.99. Just folding, unfolding your stash. Getting up to put the kettle on between seams. Move the iron to the other room like Sally Stevens, so she's getting her steps in. Kat and I are doing a thing every morning. We're trying to touch our toes. And we haven't got there yet, but we're on day 2. No, Kat, it doesn't count when you lift your feet off the floor. Like, we've got to keep our feet on the floor. We will do it. If we just do that every day now for the next month, we should be able to, without bending our knees, try and touch our toes. Okay, let's do the charm pack. It is again one big panel. I must say, I love panels, and they're a really great way of exploring different prints, different textures and different scales of print without diving too much into buying too many different fabrics. Look at how many different prints you've got here. Let's think about it. You've got your Paisley print. You've got your Paisley print in grey and orange. Grey and orange. I love this one. I mean, that is gorgeous, isn't it? You could even, if you've got any of those colouring in pens, you could do some extra detail, couldn't you? Love that. Who was it I was speaking to yesterday and they said that they were doing some colouring in? I think Joe as well was saying he's doing colouring in. It is good for mindfulness. I love these waves. They're beautiful at the bottom there. Lovely waves, both in the monochrome and in the lovely grey and ochre. There's lots of different prints on there. 40, but I think there's 2 of each. Potentially, you've got a lot of prints there for £12.99, exclusive to Sewing Street for just £12.99. I do love those, and they are perfect 5-inch squares. So if you cut your own charm packs normally, you know that you've got that the precision on the print, but you've got that extra guide around the edge, just to give you as a bit of wiggle room. We like a little bit of extra wiggle room, don't we? Always, always, always. Let's go for the fat quarters. Now I've got 2 fat quarters. This one's BDUU47. Right, are you ready? Way! It's got real movement to it as well. This design, I love this one. It's got really beautiful movement. I think these would be great tote bags or storage boxes. As Jane was saying, you know, we don't always want little just Tupperware plastic boxes to keep our wonder clips, or maybe you want a nice storage box to keep your marking tools or different bits and bobs. It's nice to actually make your own little useful bits and bobs or gifts for people. iPad covers. It's kind of neutral, isn't it? I like these colours well, it's quite unisex as well, isn't it? An iPad stand or an iPad case, or, you know, one of those cushions to prop it up. We still need one of those. Who said they were going to make us one? Somebody said they were going to make us one. I've got a feeling it was John. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to text him after the show and say, where's this iPad stand? Oh, I could have a go, can't I? I should have a go. Yeah, like literally like that, you can make one. These would be nice colours. With fat quarters, you'd be able to make one easily. £14.99. Hang on, £14.99. I thought they were all £19.99. That is brilliant. Another one, £14.99 for 4 big fat quarters. The other fat quarter panel that we have, slightly different in the prints. Yes. Okay. This one is again really, really gorgeous. You can tell our Debbie Shaw's eye's been in because she's been very, very involved in, you know, deciding colourways, and this one is so lovely for soft furnishing. Soft furnishing, bag making, quilting. You can't go wrong. Even if you were to have this as a big cushion front, remember they're fat quarters, so you could make yourself, you know, cushion front without actually fussy cutting too much or without actually subcutting, and then using your white that you managed to get yesterday. Oh, by the way, I think there might be ivory back in stock. Just saying, have a look underneath on the web, because there were a lot of people that I think that were missing out on that one yesterday. It will, of course, become a bit of a staple part of our web shop eventually, but it only launched yesterday. We had lots of solid colours that came in. So just check underneath us if you didn't see yesterday's show. If you do want those staple parts, because you could pick out maybe the white or the ivory or a colour, contrasting colour, just to back your cushions or as lining of your bags. And it means that your fat quarter panel is going to go even further. That one's just £14.99. Talking about little projects, Right. We're going to talk about this machine sewing book because it's brilliant that you have so many different projects. I was on air with Debbie Shaw talking about this book. It's Learning to Sew in 30 Minutes. So it's designed for brand new sewers, anyone that is totally new to sewing. Maybe you're dusting off a sewing machine or you've borrowed a sewing machine off a family friend and you're going to sit down next few weeks and do a bit of sewing. Make gifts, make things for your home and make yourself feel good, I think. It is something that I think is really achievable. 30 minutes and you could have made something. And they're really useful projects. So price per project, let's face it, is just pence. It really, really is. It talks you through step by step. I would actually say this is a great complete beginner's book because it talks you through different fabrics, talks you through the interfacing, talks you through your essential sewing kits. For Debbie Shaw, of course, Debbie is an author of amazing books. For her to pick up a book and say, this is a brilliant beginner book, is fantastic because, of course, Debbie likes to support everyone through the journey and make it easier for you to get into, of course. But also, Debbie doesn't like jargon and, abbreviations. So if she's saying this is great for a beginner, you know that it's great for a beginner. It talks you through your sewing machine, little things that not every book will do, going through measuring your fabric accurately, how to even look, the autonomy of fabric, where your bias grain is, your straight grain. It's really, really in depth, but not overwhelming. Then, here we get to the good bit, your projects. How to read this book, how to go through it, your techniques, the lingo. Each box will explain sewing terms. Neck pillow. Hannah says, when I'm stressed, I get a really sore neck. So she needs a neck pillow for the gallery. Your coasters. These are really simple projects. But for anybody that may be wanting to practice sewing in curves, how quick and easy is that? Just with a felt that's not going to fray. If you maybe are getting kids sewing for Easter holidays, then this is really perfect. Or yeah, of course, if you are looking after children over the next few weeks, and this is brilliant to be able to do little pin cushions, coasters, achievable projects. Look, dog chew, a little dog chew. Have you got a dog? Are you going to look at one today? Oh, so Kat and Joe Wilcox family, they're actually fostering a dog over the next few weeks from the dog's home, which is just so lovely. Maybe, hopefully. Are you hoping to adopt him permanently? Oh, you need to make him a dog chew. This one with just using cord, sewing cotton rope to make storage bowls and storage baskets. It's really lovely and simple, easy to do and achievable. Simply, I've done this before. This one, you just start in the centre, wrap it round, and sew. You don't need a big walking foot or anything. I've even done this, and that's why I'm saying, when you go into like interior design shops, they're so in. They are so in, and they're really expensive. So if you can make one yourself, brilliant. Fabric tray. You also need one of these. Hannah, you need this book. Oh, she says I've made these already. These are the pot plant bags. Got some in the kitchen. They're really great, aren't they? I think Debbie showed how to do that one, didn't she? And it was really, again, really quick and easy. Learn to sew in 30 minutes. Little card wallet. Slippers. Maybe somebody that is, going for a bit of a relaxing time. Someone's coming to stay, maybe. There you go. Slippers, sparse. They're really nice to leave. Yeah, they are. They are really nice idea to leave in a room, a guest room, when someone comes to stay. I do like to do that. I haven't made my own slippers for somebody, though, I must say. That is brilliant. Cloud pillow. And the other side of it has got a sad face. Look. Just happy face today, please. Sleep mask. What a nice gift for somebody to give them a neck cushion and a sleeping mask. We had this in the studio, didn't we? And because it's felt, you're not going to have the fraying. You don't need to worry too much. It sews beautifully. It's not going to slip. Tracing round, just, a pattern. Maybe if you're a teacher decorating a classroom for autumn, that's a really lovely way, isn't it? You keep bringing it out every year, or a shop window. I know a lot of people. Our lovely Rachel, she's got a bridal shop. That would be really nice. A local, if you have a shop or know somebody that's got a shop, Nice to decorate the window. This again, have a go with free motion embroidery. So even though I'm talking about beginners, it's still not, like I said with the cross stitch, they're still universal projects. I'm just saying it's very, very clear if you are starting out and you're wanting to try a new skill, there's so many transferable skills. Toy making, bag making, soft furnishings, a little mug rug. I don't know why that sounds funny, but it is a mug rug. You don't need to giggle in the gallery. Still do. Still have a little chuckle. Oh, look, a little pot holder. Hexy pillow. That actually isn't that isn't EPP, is it? Oh, it's a quick way of doing EPP, so it gives you a different alternative. Kat, I've got a feeling you might end up doing that. That's why I'm doing it. She says, no, this is still the same sort of way. It's just... you just stitch onto the front rather than to each other. So it's kind of like an applique version. Tablet case. We spoke about that. Little brooches. There's so many great transferable skills. As I said, this is a bit working with leather. If you want to, making your own tassels. There's so many great transferable skills. I do love a tassel. A camera strap. Oh, you could use it as a lanyard. Or, I mean, or a guitar strap. Hannah was saying that what was it when you were on the M25? You know, we were talking about Jane Greenoff starting to stitch on the M25, when they were completely stationary, might I add. Said her friend got stuck in traffic. She read her book. She was sitting reading a book while she was waiting for hours on the motorway. And when she got home, her granddad called her and said, were you stuck in traffic, blah, 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 blah. And she said, yes. She said, did you see the string quartet? I think they made the news. They made the news a few cars up from her. There was a string quartet who all had their instruments in the back and performed for everyone. Oh, that's lovely. She stayed in the car with the book and missed it. Your travel keepsake bag. So you could keep your EPP bits on the go or your cross-stitch bits on the go. If you've gone to New York, you know, and you like to keep your keepsake little bits, your little tickets or your plain boarding passes and things like that. Talking about inserting zips, attaching a zip, about the zip foot, why it's good, shortening a plastic zip, inserting a zip, plastic versus metal zips. There's so many great skills to learn in here. Selfie makeup pouch. Again, inserting a zip. Putting it all together, what we've learned. I mean, this is so good, isn't it? Again, applique and your index. So there's so many projects. When you're talking about value for money, price per project, 25 quick and easy projects for less than £13 is pence. But actually, there's loads of transferable skills. And I think we've been talking a lot about sustainability and trying to make something that you're going to reuse. I think if you've got a bit of an idea of what you want to make, I think you'll find all the skills in this book of what you need to make it. So we love that. It's been really, really popular over the last couple of weeks since we launched it. I did a big show with Debbie, actually. Do you know what day this was? I can't remember. Have a look on YouTube, as there's not that many shows. We're only 3 weeks old, so you won't have to sift too far down, but you'll see myself and Debbie talking about this book, because that was great. You can type in Debbie Shaw, actually, and I think she's done 5 or 6 shows on air now, so you'll see it on there where we did Learn to Sew in 30 minutes. Do you know where it was? March 4th. It was March 4th and try something new. It was March 4th, that was. There we go. Okay. Can we do something we did yesterday? Now, for anybody that missed it, you've actually got a second chance on this, and I can't believe I'm saying that. Do you know the reason that I'm putting it down to? We had technical gremlins at the start of the show. If this had gone on the website straight away, I think it would have sold out, because there was a very, very, very special price next to it. Are you ready? For anybody who missed it yesterday. In fact, let me show it to you first, Hannah. Is that okay? All the other design rolls have been, well, they've been $19.99, haven't they? You ready? The rainbow extra wide panel, beautiful colours. This is such an amazing stash builder to get all these colours, and you've got that little Dixie dot as well. Remember, £19.99 is the price point that we're all familiar with for these exclusive panels like this. I don't know why that's $14.99, but it is. It is a special price. It isn't going to stay at that price point, but a bit of an introductory offer to anybody that wants to maybe try something new, try a bit of adding to your stash. This is a really great stash builder, whether you're doing rainbow binding like we learnt with Wendy and Victoria Carrington. They've done great binding demonstrations over the last couple of weeks. If it is just keeping it for your stash, whether you choose to cut it into your 2.5-inch strips as intended, or you want to do some bias binding, cut on the grain, or if you want to do strips this way, you would get beautiful, beautiful different effects from it. See, we all have an idea of maybe doing like an around the world cushion like we saw yesterday, or the Bargello quilt using 2.5-inch strips. But there are so many patterns, Pam and Nikki Lintott, The Joy of Jelly Rolls, there's lots of books out there that will give you great ideas that aren't just for quilters involving 2.5-inch strips. And maybe if you, see, I'm looking at this as a rainbow, but let's just focus on the blues. If you managed to get any of the blue solids yesterday, then the nautical bundle that we had, just adding some of these in as well with the little spots in the background, it is just going to go a long way, isn't it? 140 wide. Remember, normally your quilting weight fabric is 112 wide. So this is brilliant value for money. 140 wide, exclusive to Sewing Street for just £14.99. Your rainbow jelly roll fabric panel. We absolutely love that one. And as I said, we have got a nice, we started with a really nice quantity, but it is now, I wanted to bring it back today as it is limited. It is more limited, of course. So, talking of the blues, actually, I'm just looking at this one. I'll come to it, I will open this out in a second because I want to show you how wide it is. But with your blues, if you're picking out, you know, some of these lovely blues and purples, this one really stood out to me. If you want to back a cushion or back a quilt, this is extra wide backing fabric. Now, to say we're limited is an understatement. We were a bit umming and ahhing whether to even show this today because it will sell out on the web. You won't be able to get this at $8.99 again. I think that price point was wrong, but we're honouring it. This is 1/2 metre, and look, that's not the width. It goes on and on and on. It's 108 inches wide. So yes, it's called extra wide backing fabric. Remember, if you want to purchase more than 1/2 metre, it will be cut off the bolt for you. So I'm thinking cushions, curtains, I'm thinking beanbag covers, larger projects. This is great because it means you're not going to have to piece. You're not going to have to raid your stash. You're not going to have to spend all that time piecing again like you did on the front of your quilt. And the back is still going to look really attractive. How many times do we don't all have, you know, loads of wall space to put our quilts. It's nice to be able to put them onto a chair in the corner or put them onto a bed, isn't it? So to fold it over and see that lovely back fabric for $8.99. Don't need to say any more, do I? I don't need to say any more. There's 4 metres left. 4 metres left. Let's go red next. Because I think this is going to be really nice for a lot of traditional quilts as well. Traditional quilts, dare I say the word Christmas. I'm not going to open up the red one because somebody's going to get both. Well, I think one person could take the lot of this. There's not much left at all. It is still, again, 108 inches wide. Lovely quality cotton. Quilting weight cotton. $8.99. This is not a normal 1/2 metre. This is 108 inches wide. I have never seen extra wide backing fabric at that price. Ever. Ever. Too low. We did question it, didn't we? I say we questioned it. We questioned it once we'd bought the graphics in and said, should we be there? Probably not. Okay, we're just going to do it anyway, and now we've been told we won't be able to get it back in at these prices. No way. £8.99 is a really, really crazy low price for 108-inch wide backing fabric. Love it. The other one is the grey. It's called black. It's more of like a, well, it's quite grey, isn't it? I love that. It's going to go with everything again. It is going to go with everything. Yeah, like gorgeous stonework on a castle. It's amazing. Do you know, quilt backing? What about the front of a quilt? what about to have this incorporated with some nice lilacs or purples, or incorporating it with some of the rainbow colours? Or you could actually practice your free motion. You'd have lots to follow with this, wouldn't you? You've had lots of different patterns to follow on there. It's really gorgeous for £8.99, 108 inches wide. I've got a feeling it'll be the last time that we see it at that price point. I've got a feeling. £8.99 is so good for cushion backs, for all sorts. Laundry baskets, storage boxes. It's still exactly the same. It's quilting weight cotton. Just £8.99. Okay, one of the bundles. In fact, do you know what? Again, virtually every other bundle sold out. This is now the only one that has got stock in, I think, that's more than 2. And I must say, I don't know why this one is available. I know the other rainbow bundles sold out very, very quickly, so maybe you thought, oh, well, I've got my rainbow bundle. We showed this one second. It is beautiful because of the sort of mottled effect on it. It's more that when we showed it, I think it was because we showed it after the other ones. They'd sold out and a lot of people had probably thought, well, I've already got mine. I've already got my rainbow bundle. But if you missed it yesterday, you've actually got another chance at this. And this, personally, is my favourite. We've never had fabric like this before. The fabric with this mottled effect is just really beautiful. You're not seeing the orange one there either. You know, I'm saying we've got stock. We haven't got 50 of them. We've got 8. We've got 8. It's something that I'd love to be able to say we could recreate. Have I got the little stand here? I was going to do your... Oh, there you go. You can see clearer there. Thank you, Joe. Sorry, Kat's just finding me my little stand. £23.99 for your rainbow bundle, and those colours are absolutely beautiful, aren't they? Only 8 chances though. They're all half metres, all half metre pre-cut. So if you are multi-buying on this, then it is going to be half a metre, all pre-cut, ready to go. Just £23.99. Oh gosh, they are very, very vibrant. But equally, you don't need to use them all together, do you? That'd be a nice blender. The lavender colour you could use, you know, like we said, add in a lavender with the backing. Hannah really likes this combination. It does work really well, doesn't it? These colours together, nice. Good choice. Especially the mottled effect works really well with the extra wide, the backing fabric, doesn't it? Right, so, as I say, we aren't going to spend too much time on that as it will sell out today. Just to give you a bit of a stock update, as I know a lot of the bundles sold out. There's literally couples of there's literally a couple of those still left to be checked out. Not counting baskets, though. More of you have got it in your basket than there are available. Okay, let's have a look at the White Cats panel. This is so cute. Oh, we did like this one, didn't we? No, but have you seen this? It's adorable. Look. Oh, it's so cute. And I love the stripes on the side as well. Look, have a look at the little balls of yarn. Tea time. Little fish. Oh, gosh, I just love their faces. I knew you were going to say that. And, right, in fact, let's have a look at... Can we have a look at the stripe that's running down the side? Can you see they're actually all cats? Look, the little mice, little fish. I say they're all cats. They're not. There's obviously plain stripes as well in between. But there's your little fish. Woo! That was exciting, Joe. I didn't know where you were doing like a cool turn then into it. They're amazing, aren't they? Love those. Your little New York cab. And have you seen this one? Joe, the overhead camera. Oh, look, there he is. He's turned in, he can't get out. Look at him in his little umbrella boat. Umbrella boat. You like the cat with all the cheese? But he's thinking about a fish. Oh, they're so lovely. And look at the background. Even if you were to cut and applique these blocks out, this would be a good one to use with my new crafty tool to do some applique. But then in between, look, you've got really lovely little paws as well. £7.99. What's this little cat in the box? Oh, cats. £7.99 from Michael Miller. Sorry, I'm laughing because I said, oh, cats. It's because I read it and said it. Oh, look at him. Look at him, he's so cute. We haven't got, oh, there's no more of the rainbow bundles left, did you say? Oh, there's not a bundle for this range. Kitty Corner is one with little cats. This is so cute. So, so cute. Oh gosh, it gets to about this time and my stomach starts to really rumble. Sorry if you could hear that. Could you hear that? It's because we all have been getting into a bit of a habit of having a breakfast after the show. Do you know what we saw yesterday? Our gorgeous John Scott. We went for a lovely breakfast with him, which was really nice, and he sends all of his love. He really, oh, it was so good to see him. £5.99.5 metre, your Michael Miller Feline Friends range. Look at this. Oh, I do. Which one's your favourite? The blue cat. You like the blue cat? The moon and the stars. And look, can you see the little mouse? Such attention to detail, she can't see it. There we go. Oh. Look, there's a little mouse. I like the sleepy cat. I like the one that's hugging the black cat that's hugging the ball of wool. Oh. So cute. So, so cute. Do you have any cats, Cat? No. No, just dogs. Wow. Hopefully. Oh, exciting. Going to look at a dog today. The ginger cat. Look with his little bow. Little bow. He's like a Yorkshire Terrier, isn't he? Okay, let's do the balls of wool. Right. This one's called Strung Out. You've got little balls of wool with the motifs like prrr, cat, hello, kitty, meow. Half a metre is £5.99, just £5.99 half metre from Michael Miller, designer cotton fabric. The great thing is, you know Michael Miller. I mean, those of you that don't, Michael Miller is a very reputable designer. So the quality of the cotton that this is printed on is so, so beautifully soft. I actually think this would be really nice for dressmaking as well. It's not obviously screaming, you know, cats, but it is just a little bit of a nod to our feline friends. Maybe a knitting or crochet bag. Very nice. Just £5.99 a half metre, Michael Miller strung out fabric. Brilliant. The other Michael Miller fabric that we have, we're going to do next. Is it the Little Koalas? Now, this price point is, again, I don't quite understand how we've managed to do this. Thanks to Debbie Shaw. Debbie Shaw sent these to Sally Stevens for her demonstration, and Sally was saying how beautiful they are. They're such gorgeous quality. Please have a look at the pricing on this fabric elsewhere. Please, I encourage you to, because it's not supposed to be £5.99. Yeah, this absolutely should be £8.49 a half metre. £8.49 is the normal price on this. Today, you've got 3 metres to snap up. We won't be able to get it back. We will not be able to get this back. So maybe if you bought half a metre and you've got it home and you love it, snap up a bit more because we won't be able to get that back. And that's in that lovely mint colour. It was really, really nice for dressmaking as well because it's such a soft cotton. Just $5.99 a half metre. I want to do some fussy cutting with this one. I've also got it in pink. Lovely lanterns in pink. Again, $5.99. Again, it is $5.99. Soft furnishings. I think a bolster cushion with tassels. You can make your own blue tassels, couldn't you? Or pink tassels, green tassels. That would look so pretty, like a big bolster-style cushions with tassels on the end. Maybe with it, yeah, you could. That would be so nice, Jo. £5.99 a half metre. Pink lovely lanterns from the Pagoda range. Isn't that gorgeous? I like the almost cherry blossom oriental feel. It's so pretty. Right, now I don't like to call these blenders. Mixers, blenders, I don't like to call them mixers or blenders because these are really beautiful designer fabrics in their own right. But if you are using these as a different scale of print, this is in Kat's basket, by the way. So if you get to the checkout and somebody's hogging it all, check out Kat. You have to wait till after the show. This would be so lovely for a blind as well, for soft furnishing in a bedroom or a spare bedroom or a downstairs bathroom. It's so pretty. Outside of quilting, think outside the box of different ways that you're going to be able to use this print because it is very pretty indeed. Little clutch bag, maybe with little seed beads. Little beads. Seed beads are like little tiny beads, Kat. You know, like we have them at Jewellery Maker, our sister channel. You've probably seen them. They're like tiny little, lovely little beads. We've had them in Jane's kits as well. She used them to embellish her the fold-out box. You could embellish over the top of this with some lazy daisy stitches, couldn't you? £5.99 a half metre. You know, on dining room chairs that have got the seat pads that you tie nicely onto, you know, the chairs. These would be lovely for seat covers as well. Quite a country kitchen sort of feel. Oh yeah, or just a plain seat pad and just have these as the little straps that you tie around. Yeah, good idea. Oh, this is like a teal blue. It's like a peacock colour. This is one of my favourite colours. Full stop. It just is. It's just one of my favourite colours. Peacock blue. It says just blue in the graphics, but it does have a teal tone to it. Just £5.99 a half metre. Again, dressmakers, go for it. This is your chance to buy about the half metre. If you want 2 metres, for example, add 4 units to your order. 1 metre, 2 units. We sell by half metres. Maybe if yesterday you managed to get some of the navy by the half metre, if you were quick enough to get that, maybe some of the white by the half metre. This is going to go just this, half a metre. It's going to go a long way. You could do a couple of quilt blocks, just blue and white, the navy blue, the white with this one. It would look beautiful. And of course, it does complement Michael Miller's other fabrics from the Pagoda Dreams range. Right, sorry, I made a mistake. The Koalas isn't Michael Miller, it's Riley Blake, and we can do it now for you. The Riley Blake is adorable, absolutely adorable. The next couple of weeks, I'm going to be making lots of projects for my new little nephew that is due to be born the beginning of May, and this is just adorable. Look at that. Oh, look at the one with his little baby on his head. That is just so cute. £5.99 a half metre for your cream koala fabric from the Joey range. You've held a koala, haven't you, Kat? Oh, they're just adorable. It is stunning. It's gorgeous quality cotton. Again, suitable for dressmaking. But I'm also thinking little quilts, first quilts maybe. Maybe like a mobile for a nursery or little bunting for a nursery. It's unisex as well, isn't it? £5.99 for a little boy or a little girl. Or I say children, I'm just thinking because of projects I would like to make with this. But actually, again, you could do kitchen bits and bobs with this. You could do a backpack with this, even if you just lined it with it. I like the different colours that you're getting. They're little koalas. They are, aren't they? Little koalas on the selvage. Amazing. Love that. Riley Blake, one of my favourites. Right, under the April showers, they've got cactus. Oh, brilliant. This was one of the first things we launched, wasn't it? The cactus, with Debbie Shaw, in fact, actually. Which one do you want to do first? Is it a bundle? So, just be aware, there's only 2 of the bundles available. So we'll quickly run the graphics for them, but you do get the panel included. You get the stripe fabric, you get the trellis fabric, and you get the panel. Debbie Shaw did a really great quick quilt using this panel. And it is a great idea. I love I do love the colours that are used in this. So you get the panel included, but you also get with this, remember, saving £2, half a metre of the stripe, half a metre of this one, and then also half a metre of the trellis. I like this one. Plant hope, sustain joy, give grace, share blessings. All really lovely little quotes. £25.96. That is so nice, isn't it? I can imagine just doing your cross-hatch stitching on this, and it will make it look almost like it's, it's all patchworked. You could also do your own sort of card fronts as well. Little gifts for people. Maybe get one of those little frames. From where? Oh, okay. You know, the big Swedish shop. Little frames. Do some 3D elements. You could even embroider over the top of the words, couldn't you? That's really nice. Good idea, Hannah. So all of those for just £25.96, and they are extremely, extremely limited, so they will sell out today. Do you want to do the panel on its own? Panel on its own. Oh, actually, do you get that in the bundle as well? This was hiding. Sorry, you also get this one in the bundle, which is one of our favourites. Oh, that is nice. I want that by the half metre. Blind in a kitchen. I want this as cushions for my sofa. Right, that is really nice. I'm absolutely desperate for some new cushions. That would be so lovely. Right, I'm keeping that in my mind. Look at this. Even framing them and embellishing them with some hand stitching. The colours that are used are beautiful. Your lavenders, your teals, your greens. I like the background as well. It almost looks like it's on that sort of reclaimed wood background, doesn't it? Share kindness. Give blessings. Beautiful quotes as well, aren't they? Really, really important. Gorgeous, very thoughtful. If you are thinking of a gift for somebody, or I'm thinking maybe somebody that's moved into a new home. A nice new home gift, aren't they, to put on the wall even. Or stitch them together, as Debbie did, as a quilt or wall hanging. £9.99 for a panel is silly, really low. Great value for money, 100% cotton, and beautiful colours, very next to home again, or Marks & Spencer's John Lewis. Perfect for soft furnishings, I think. Right, let's do the trellis, because we were giving some ideas of maybe using it for greetings cards or little gifts for people. Sorry, my folding on that was absolutely awful. I'm going to move that out of the way. So if you're purchasing more than half a metre, remember that print will carry on. It will carry on. We'll cut it off the bolt especially for you. Sustain joy, share blessings, give grace, plant hope, share blessings. I love that. What are these little plants? I've seen them. Succulents. They're lovely, aren't they? Colours are gorgeous. The little teal ones are beautiful. In fact, You could even put this with the Michael Miller, the teal. The teal colours would look really nice together. I don't know what that was. We just heard like a doorbell. Did you hear that at home? Come on in. Come in. That was a really strange sound. I've never heard that in here before. Definitely sounded like a doorbell. Might have come from up there. Bing bong. Joe has got a new phrase, which he said a lot today. Hold the line, please, caller. If he just wants you to bear with him for a second. One moment, caller. It's his new line. That's your trellis. Have we moved on from the trellis? Sorry, Hannah. Yeah, that's fine. The border print. This would be really lovely as a border on a quilt. Border on a quilt, or even, right, do you know when we had yesterday, the cushion that we made? I'm looking around like I'm looking for it, but actually it's not gonna help, Kat, don't you worry. But if you were to just take a strip of this along the back of a cushion, just this part, you could just put that along where you've done your envelope back. That looks so nice, wouldn't it? What's the back got? Oh yeah, like this. Thank you, Kat. This is using the rainbow panel, but this sort of idea. So if you've got the back of your cushion, you could just use part of that just going across the back. It looked really nice. You get my idea, don't you? Great for borders, but once again, if you're cutting this way, it's going to give it a completely different look, isn't it? I'm seeing these stripes down low, but... Right, also, my favourite fabric of the whole hour is this one. And if there's any left for me, how much have we got left? 8 metres. Oh, I'm thinking if I got a metre of this, do you think that would be enough to make 4 cushion fronts? Definitely. And then what colour would I use for the backing of the cushion? White? Green or purple? Right, I'm doing it. Oh, I'm excited. I love those. $5.99. If there's any left for me, I will make the most of that. How about like a piped edge? Be nice with like a nice purple piping, wouldn't it? I've been talking about this. I really want to add some colour into my living room. That's the fabric. I've been waiting to find one that would look really... Oh, that's amazing. Love it. Right, I'm having this one. Thank you very, very much. Oh, and thank you for lovely Jane Greenoff for coming over to see us as well. We will be with you tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, brilliant show. We've got workroom tools, including, actually, I'm going to have a go with the gyro cut, the fabulous applique tool. That's coming up at 9 o'clock, as well as lots of other workroom tools. And at 10 o'clock, we've got some panels. If you've missed out on any of the brilliantly priced exclusive Sewing Street panels, we'll bring those to you, and some great pre-cuts and charm packs coming up as well. Lots of inspiration, so get all of your messages in for us and inspire us. Everybody have a lovely, lovely day. Thank you so much for your company. What we're going to repeat, Joe? Yesterday's show will be repeated in the next hour, so have a bit of a watch of that if you missed out yesterday. We had lots of great fabrics. Stock up your stash, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Everyone stay safe and see you in the morning.